1965 was a much simpler time than today, when time and distance was featured with far less sizzle. Back when not one, but two goalposts were located at the goal line. Back when they'd let you puff on a cigar in the stands, and women smoked heaters along with them. Back when kickers wore strange numbers like 76. Back when players drank from the same ladle. This video highlights 1965 Week 3's matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Quarterback Jim Nanowski of the 1964 NFL champion Browns hit 5'9", 155-pound Walter Roberts, who is nicknamed the Flea. Number 27, Irv Cross, made the tackle. Running back Timmy Brown ran 8 times for 63 yards. His 5.4 yards per carry in 1965 led the NFL, and his 861 rushing yards was a career high. King Hill fired downfield to Ron Goodwin, but Erich Barnes was called for a 15-yard interference penalty. On this play, Hill stepped up into the passing pocket and connected with Ron Goodwin for 18 yards. King made the mistake of throwing late into a tight window, and two-time All-Star cornerback Bernie Parrish saved an otherwise sure touchdown by Philadelphia. Jim Brown started the game slowly, but stay tuned because he got hot and accounted for 158 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ernie Green was drafted by Green Bay in the 14th round of the 1962 NFL Draft. He played 7 years for the Browns and made the 1966 and 1967 All-Star teams. Flanker Gary Collins made this catch and 49 more in the 1965 regular season, in which he made second-team All-Pro. He was the most valuable player in the 1964 NFL title game, which was won by Cleveland 27-0 over the Baltimore Colts. Jim Brown led the NFL in touches 6 times during his magnificent career. He fumbled 6 times in 1965. Irv Cross recovered this one. Cross played 9 NFL seasons, was a 2-time All-Star, but is better known for his work on CBS's The NFL Today television show for 15 years. Check out the bruising 220-pound Earl Groh lay a big shoulder to 225-pound linebacker Dale Lindsey and put him on his back. King Hill connected with tight end Pete Retzlaff for 33 yards. Retzlaff dragged Erich Barnes 9 yards, even though Barnes was called for face masking. Retzlaff made first-team All-Pro in 1965 based upon career highs of 66 catches, 1,190 receiving yards, and 10 touchdowns. The Eagles' primary kicker was Sam Baker, but he missed 2 games in 1965 due to an injury. These were the first missed games for him since 1953. In 1954 and 1955, he served in Uncle Sam's Army, and in 1956, he returned to the NFL as a first-year kicker. He made the NFL All-Star team that year. which is very impressive to me. 6'2", 245-pound linebacker Dave Lloyd performed the Eagles' kicking duties in Baker's absence. In 2 weeks played, he made all 7 extra point attempts and 1 of 2 field goal attempts. Here he is kicking off to the Flea, Walter Roberts. This was Jim Brown's first touchdown in 1965. He added 20 more in 1965, his final NFL season. Think about that for a while. Here's Lou Groza, who kicked off. He started his 177th game, which was an NFL record. He pushed that record to 230, and when you add in the 52 games that he played in the All-American Football Conference, his total is 282. Timmy Brown caught 3 passes for 72 yards and 682 yards on the season. He made second-team All-Pro in 1965. Jim Nanowski was drafted by Cleveland in the 1958 fourth round. This game was one of 2 starts in place of injured quarterback Frank Ryan in 1965, and he played 12 NFL seasons despite throwing only 34 touchdown passes against 67 interceptions. In 1966, after Jim Brown's retirement, Leroy Kelly made first-team All-Pro, led the NFL with a 5.5 yards per carry, along with 15 rushing touchdowns and 16 total touchdowns. Nanowski completed 9 of 20 passes for 103 yards, and this touchdown to Gary Collins, who was an inviting target at 6'4" and 215 pounds. He wasn't just a terrific receiver. He was also the Browns' punter from 1962 through 1967, and in 1965 he led the NFL with an outstanding 46.7 yards per punt. Outside linebacker Sid Williams was a 16th round draft pick by Cleveland in 1964, and he started 10 games in 1965. Overall, he played in 70 games in 6 seasons, with this being his only interception. Number 10, King Hill completed 12 of 25 passes for 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. In 1958, he was the NFL's first overall draft choice by the Chicago Cardinals. In 1959, his 13 fumbles led the NFL, and in 12 seasons, he threw for 5,553 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 71 interceptions. In 10 of his 12 seasons, he punted and averaged 41.3 yards per boot. Lou the Toe Groza tried a 49-yard field goal attempt that was wide left and kept the score 14-10 Browns. Groza was the last player from the 1946 Browns inaugural team. Their first regular season game was on September 6, 1946 versus the Miami Seahawks. Jim Nanowski was sacked 3 times in this game. In 1960, he led the NFL in time sacked with 25. Twice he rushed for 17-yard gains to pick up valuable yardage. Ross Fixner picked off Hill and ran it in for 6 points. In 9 years, he intercepted 27 passes and returned 3 for touchdowns. The score was now 28-17 Browns. With time running low, Hill dropped back and Bill Glass almost ripped off his helmet. The pass was tipped and intercepted by Larry Benz, who was hit by number 54, future Hall of Fame center Jim Ringo.